Jackson Young Gallery Studio Cribs. Come on in. Welcome to my home and studio. Hi, my name is Paul Kolenda, and I am one of the artists at the Jackson Young Gallery, and welcome to my home and studio, and we'll give you a little tour. Let me show you where the magic happens. Come on. Wait a minute, you guys didn't think I was pointing to the bedroom. This is an MTV. Y'all mind's dirty. Come on this way. This is a kitchen. My wife and I are huge cooks, and we love to put on a lot of weight during this pandemic, so there's a lot of magic happening in there. So this is our, I have both the studio and home in the same place. I'm a photographer, and tell you a little bit about my work. I focus on my belief is the city is art, and I focus on cityscapes and showing off Chicago as well as other landscapes. I started in photography, well, I guess I was always taking pictures, but I really started doing it more seriously about 10-15 years ago. I was a consultant and used to do a lot of travel and go to some really amazing places. And I got really frustrated with the usual cell phone photos or the photos on the point and shoot cameras, and wanted to be able to capture a bit of a memory from what I actually saw. So that way when you look at the picture, you can remember a feeling, an emotion, or even a smell. And so that's what I've been trying to do ever since then. So as well as the tour, my wife suggested that I give you some photography tips. And I'll tell you a little bit more about my art, and then we'll go into the actual studio and I'll answer your questions. So first tip, get yourself a baby tripod. You can use this with your phone or a regular camera. I can even put my big DSLR on this. And the benefit of this is you can set it down and not take selfies. You can just set it, use a timer, take a picture of yourself, or it keeps it steady. The other thing with a one like this or a GorillaPod, you can wrap it around a tree or whatever. That way you don't have to hand your phone or camera to somebody else, and inevitably they cut off your heads. Second thing, this is how you don't get your head cut off in a picture if you're taking it with somebody else. You, in my case, I'm almost 6'5", and my wife is a normal 5'8". So she will go stand where she wants us to, and then she goes like this. And I know that that's where my head is with her. We've got it down, she gets it within a centimeter, and that way we get the picture on the first try. Third thing, look at the camera. Don't look over in the distance or unless you're looking at each other, but just look at the camera. And most important, no duck faces. Duck faces are bad. And I'm gonna give you my Facebook and Instagram information, so be my friend on it. And if I see any photos that you take with a duck face, I will ridicule you. I will make sure you know you shouldn't do that. So no duck faces. All right. Couple things that we wanted to make sure we included with this. Recent picture from my show last year, one of my favorite photos, but go to the J2 Gallery. They've got a ton of specials and all of the artists are listed. We've been meeting artists all week long and they all have special deals. So the key thing with them, one of the best deals you can get is 10% on gift certificates. So if you buy a $100 gift certificate, they'll send you one for $110 and you can use it later. Everybody has framing to do or buy art. Their frames are so awesome, it even makes Lori Lightfoot smile. And in case you didn't know, Jackson Young Gallery is Lori Lightfoot's favorite place for framing and gallery. She even did a stop there when she was running for mayor. Personally, I think Jackson Young is the reason Lori Lightfoot got elected mayor of Chicago.
Paul, we have a question. What is a duck face? Thank you.
I'm going to kill whoever made me do that. Also, when you're on the site all month long, if you use code Paul, you get 20% off my prints. Other artists have got specials too, but I think the best artist is me, of course, and great deals. Also, you can go to my website. If there's something on my website that's not in the gallery, just let us know, and same deal, we'll go through. Also, social media is important these days. Instagram, and also, obviously, you know Facebook since you made it here. The other deal we're going to do to encourage you to share this with everybody, if we get 200 likes with this video, I'm going to give away a metal print. And we'll tell you a little bit more about the metal prints. So smash the like button, tell your friends, and anybody who's entered will get a chance to win. All right, so back to art. I'll show you a couple of prints that we did recently. Just waiting for the city to open back up. Actually, these were for the city of Chicago. I was named their Artist of the Year this year, and they buy a bunch of my art and give it away to people that are doing conferences. So it's really cool. This one is a shot from Pingtom Park. It's a great skyline. It's kind of a different view. And the other one over there is one of my favorite places in the city to take pictures. It's from by Wolf Point and shooting down the river. In this particular day, went out with some friends. It was below freezing. It looks nice out, but it was horrendous weather. It was sleeting and raining right before then. And as soon as the clouds moved up, we took some great shots, and it happened to be during breast cancer awareness month. So there was a great pink and purple hue, which added to the colors and made the night even more memorable. Come on this way. So this room has two purposes. This side is guest room. That side is studio. Guest room, studio. Okay, and some more art. Got a great shot. That one is kind of special to us. When we got engaged, we went up by Adler Planetarium, and that was the backdrop when I proposed. And I think she wouldn't have said yes, but it was like too romantic, and how could she say no? So I got lucky. And then a couple other shots. One of my favorites of
Hold that up, please.
Lake and Wells. It's the L down there. And
Wait, how did you take that, please? Where were you?
Lake and Wells. And
how'd you get up high? Will you hold that up?
we were in a parking garage, and I put my camera at the end of a tripod and held it out over the edge and almost dropped it. But luckily this came out and I didn't destroy a $3,000 camera. And another shot that I took from, that was taken up at Sears Tower. I refuse to call it anything other than Sears Tower. We managed to sneak up there at about 5:30 in the morning, and we thought it was going to be a horrendous day because we were fogged in. But as it turned out, the colors are amazing, and I call that one Cotton Candy Sky because the sky totally looked like cotton candy. And over to the studio area, and another shot from Wolf Point.
This is a night shot, yes?
Yes. So I get asked, how did I get started? As I mentioned, I wanted to be able to remember memories, but I also found as I was getting more serious about photography, it was really beneficial because I've been a consultant for years and years, and I feel like you're just using your left side of your brain, and that you're just about, what do you have to do? What's this? Finishing projects, and it's very theoretical, mathematical, and just kind of boring in some ways. And by pushing art, I was able to exercise the right side of my brain, and I really found it even helped in business. I started looking at things different and feeling like a little bit more of a complete person. So I bought my first camera on a business trip. I used to do a lot of international travel, and I was working on a project where I was bouncing between Singapore, Australia, and England. And I bought a magazine to read between England and Sydney, and decided I was going to get a Nikon camera. And then a week later, when I landed in Singapore, I bought my first camera and totally bought the wrong lenses. But I learned, and it's been getting better since then. equipment I use. I'm a Nikon shooter, so everything is pretty much Nikon or Nikon equipment. And as far as software, which is probably almost the most important thing with photography, aside from capturing the image, I use the Adobe suite, Lightroom, Photoshop, and then also Nik Color Effects Pro and Nik Black and White. And then also for to use with Photoshop, I use Greg Benz's Luminosity masking tool, a tool called Lumenzia, and Joel Tincature's Black and White Vision, and that's about it. So I will hop online and see if there's any questions. Actually, you can see it there too.
I can get a little bit closer to here, honey, so they can see some of the images.
I don't see this up there. So is there any questions?
Not yet. Tell me, what is the blue hour, please?
Okay, blue hour. That's one of my favorite times to take photos. At the end of the day, when you're watching the sunset, it's 1 hour before sunset is called the golden hour up to sunset. And that's when you start seeing the pinks and yellows and golds come through. And then immediately when the sun goes down, the different wavelengths of light are more in effect, and the pinks and the goldens give way to blue. So you get that really rich blue colors, and the photo up there is blue hour.
And things that the human eye cannot, is that correct?
Correct.
We do have a couple questions now. Well, the first one here is, do you have a favorite place you've made? And can you pop that picture a little larger for me, please?
A favorite place I've made?
That you've made it to. And also, please tell us about Morocco.
My favorite place that I've made it to, Morocco is probably one of my favorites. A couple years ago, we also went to Southeast Asia. I really love Cambodia and Siem Reap in particular. That's where Angkor Wat and all of the temples are. I'm working on a series of photos eventually I'll put out of temples. So that was just amazing. The people are incredibly nice and sweet, and the scenery is amazing. You're in the middle of jungles and temples pop up, and across the street, there's water buffalo and people selling pineapples, and it's just really spectacular.
Hundreds of people flock to Angkor Wat a day, and we found that out. Tell me how, and the group, please, how you got your really great photo without having anybody in it.
Oh, Angkor Wat. So that took about 9 months to plan. Knew when we were going there, so I started doing the research and using some of the photo tools like photo pills, and started planning out where I needed to be to take a morning shot. So I was able to use various tools, find out where, plug in the date and time to figure out exactly when sunrise was and where it came up over the temple. And then I was able to line myself up to make sure I got that perfectly. As it turns out, sunrise is about 5:45 in the morning, and it's about 6 a.m. And a lot of people like to go there for that. So they opened up the gates, and I had to sprint with backpack and camera gear and race all of the tourists and stand in ankle deep water across a pond to get the right reflection. I still almost got into a fight trying to get the picture because somebody decided to use the selfie stick and try to put their phone in front of my camera. But swat them a couple times with an umbrella and it works.
All right, we have a question then. Would you say that was your favorite country to photograph? What has been your favorite country so far?
Cambodia, for sure. Also, I love Morocco. People are really cool. Really, it's just very different. I like Europe in general, so I think I kind of loop those all together. But Morocco and Cambodia.
Green there, where's that from?
That is Alaska, Kenai Fjords, and those are sea lions. That was an interesting picture because we were on a boat and it was about 10, 12-foot swells going up and down. So it was pretty hard to take the shot. You had to do a lot of bursts, and we were standing next to people that were throwing up over the rails. So it was interesting. I managed to keep it down, and we only had about 5 minutes so the captain could hold the boat there, and it took about 120 shots to get one that I liked.
So now that we've been out in a more natural setting versus urban settings, do you have a preference? That's one of our questions.
Urban. I definitely, that's kind of my, where I live and where I see things. I view the city as art in itself, and you're just capturing art. And there's so many amazing architects, and I view their buildings as art. So I still like that, but I might change over time.
And tell us, please, this has been asked, where would you like to go next and do some good photography?
Where do I want to go next? I would like to go back to Morocco because I was shooting with a really crappy camera back in the day, and there's a lot of other places there. I mostly spent time in Marrakesh, but I really want to get out to the Sahara and Essaouira and some of the other places.
Excellent. And what is your favorite time of day to shoot? I know you like the blue hour, but that is your favorite?
Blue hour.
But you get some good shots at dawn too, right?
Yeah, you have the same blue hour and golden hour and dawn. It's just before sunrise, an hour before sunrise, it's blue hour, and then an hour after sunrise, it's golden hour. So it's, I think evening, I like the photos a little bit better. Plus, I don't like to get up early, but in the morning, you still get the same effects.
And do you like the photos on paper or metal, or do you have a preference of one type or another on each?
Good question. I like them both, but I like them both for different reasons. I like to do the larger prints on paper because you can, I like the frames, you incorporate the frame into the image for the total presentation. That's really cool. Also, it just really works in some locations. You can also play with the papers to get different types of effects. I like metal also, and metal is getting to that point where they can do some of the different things. But like these are all on aluminum, and like if you look at the back, you can see it's literally a sheet of aluminum that's printed on, but they layer the inks on it, and it comes out really incredibly rich, very detailed. It looks like HD, so I really enjoy those.
Do you shoot every day?
No, who's got time to shoot every day? Would love to shoot every day, but I have to have a real job, and I'm not lucky enough to have a stellar studio like Laura Young and do this every day.
Can you tell us, please, how long have you been in Chicago? I
have been in Chicago, over 20 years. I think about 22, 23 years. I'm from Michigan originally and moved here for work. Nope. And all right, so do a quick recap. I will make sure I'll follow this on Facebook, and if there's any other questions, I will answer them.
There's one more. Have you been shooting at all during COVID-19?
I have not. I have had a cold, luckily not COVID, and I've been coughing some. So the last thing I want to do is go out and cough and completely freak people out or get arrested. So I've been laying low. But hopefully I will get out soon and take advantage of now that people are seeming to lighten up a little bit, and take advantage of some of the empty streets.
And Paul, are you a Wolverine or a Spartan?
Wolverine for sure.
But you married a Spartan.
Yeah, thanks. That's the wife in the background egging me on. Yeah, I had to do that. Okay, so quick recap for you. You can go to the Jackson Young website and find me on there and use code Paul for 20% off. But also, the best way to remember things I've found, through giving presentations is visual, auditory, use your senses. So we made a little music video to help remember. So, all right. Okay, that means you gotta go. Thank you for visiting. You overstayed your welcome. Ciao. Doors that way. Appreciate it. Come by some other time next year. Whatever. Don't let it hit you in the back. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. And we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. That way. Bye.